Morning, everyone, and welcome to the briefing for Monday, the 4th of March. Okay, synoptic today showing at midday low pressure just centered off to the west of Ireland. The main issue we've got is this occlusion, which is showing at midday to still be not over the country. Midnight tonight, it's passed through the Lasham area and is getting towards the east coast. So I think we're going to be seeing the features of that from about 4 p.m. onwards, bringing with it a little bit of drizzle and some lower cloud. Otherwise, fairly okay picture. You see these isobars quite close together, bringing in a fairly steady breeze from the south, which is going to put us on 1/6 today. Moving further ahead to tomorrow, it all depends on the positioning of these various low pressure systems in the Atlantic, but fairly slack tomorrow by the looks of it, although probably quite unstable. You see these trough lines around, which could mean some good soaring. Wednesday, also a little bit unpredictable at the moment. They're showing a weak feature of a warm front here. But hopefully this whole high pressure over the continent will hold off any bad weather. Okay, winds today at midday, it's showing probably about 30 to 35 knots at flying height, pretty much exactly down 1/6, and that will be increasing throughout the day. So fairly light to begin with, but by the time we get later on in the afternoon, it will be getting quite stiff. Yeah, currently in the sat pic, you can see we're just on the edge down here of the clearer area and the less clear area. I don't think this is the effect of the occlusion yet. It's too close, so it's just a little bit of lower cloud and fog that is yet to burn off. Rainfall radar, you can see a few little spots around us, but nothing to worry about. And you see the occlusion down here to the southwest. It does appear to be closer than you would expect, although it is very slow moving. As we look at the rainfall forecast, you see it's generally moving in our direction, but actually quite slowly. So if we're unlucky, we could see some effects of this going into the early afternoon. But really, I don't think it's going to be too bad until much later. So 3 p.m. onwards. It's showing here the main band of rain not actually getting to Lasham until at least 4:30. So I think we should be okay, although I expect a deterioration from about 3:30, 4 onwards. Okay, public forecast showing a nice day, sunny intervals, and you see the rain from about 5 p.m. A fairly steady breeze from the southeast, and that's increasing throughout the day. And notice by the time we get to the end of the day, it's showing gusts around 25 and then increasing even further into the evening. Humidity currently quite high, which is bringing with it a little bit of fog in the area and some lower clouds, but give it an hour or two, it dries out quite a lot and not increasing again until later in the day as that occlusion gets closer. At midday then, we're looking at 8 or 9 degrees with dew points sat at around 4 or 5, so we've got a reasonable split there. That's the view outside about 5 minutes ago. And similar picture now, it is clearing. About half an hour ago, there was fog and lower cloud in the area, but that actually looks completely flyable now. Currently 5 degrees, dew points of 3. Okay, ODM's forecast. They're picking up a little bit of low cloud and fog this morning, but it says by 10, few clouds at 1,800 feet, and then improving through the day. They've put here from 3 p.m. onwards, 16 knots of wind from the southeast, gusting up to 28, so quite notable. And from 4 p.m. onwards, unsurprisingly, then putting rain and some lower clouds, and then even worse into the evening. Farnborough, similar picture. They're showing 15 knots up to 25 knots in the afternoon. A little bit of fog this morning, but it looks like no other significant weather for the rest of the day. Okay, top meteo at 10 a.m. It is showing some of this fog and lower cloud to stay in the Lasham area. By 11, clearing up a little bit and completely gone by about 12. So top meteo showing a little bit of a slower start. I think we should be okay. We may just have to hang on a little bit to begin with if we're unlucky. But I think it's worth getting the gliders out straight away. They're showing the effects of the occlusion getting to our area, not until about 4 o'clock. No times to be worrying about today. The setup, as I mentioned, will be on 1/6, launch point in the normal position. Winch cables running down the east side of the runway. So winch launching from the tarmac on the east side of the launch point. Aeroturning will be from the west side on the grass, going in that direction. All landings will be in a direction of 1-6. The grass will be soggy in places, certainly further south. So if you're thinking of doing launch failures, try to make it a high one. It will be very soggy down here. But left-hand circuits landing to the east side and right-hand circuits landing to the west side as normal. The grass in the area around 1-6 should be okay. Okay, we've got three K21s now, 774, 775, and 778. We've got the two K13s, Charlie and Sierra, one Baby Grop, SH6, and all three discuses. Any of those are okay to come out to begin with. Later on in the afternoon, we may just stick to the K21s, depending on how strong the wind does get. Hopefully, you've all seen the ground handling guidance that Barry sent out last week. If we could please stick to that, I'll just go through a couple of points on that. Please don't sit on the wing roots of any of the gliders, especially the K21s, and make sure we're lifting the tail wheels when we're turning the gliders. Just a few points on ground handling I'd go through. Just like to emphasize this one of not towing gliders near others. So when you're towing to the back of the launch queue, keep a nice big gap. We've put here half a wingspan. Buggy can then stop. The glider can disconnect by just back releasing the cable, and then you can pull the glider by hand to the back of the queue. What we really want to avoid is this, which happens quite often, and that's people towing right to the back of the launch queue and sort of straightening up the glider behind the last one while the buggy's still towing them forwards. It's just a recipe for a collision. So if we could keep a nice big distance from other gliders, please, that would be great. No movements, and there's loads of spare gliders today. Not a lot of people on the booking system. So if you're watching this and you're not booked in, please do come along. Okay, should be a nice day. I'll see you out there. Bye for now.